All right, this is the precast countdown, and we've got Mr. Sean Devine. He's going to tell you the top three. I would.
Oh, shit, then I'll do it then.
You're
Welcome
still
to
doing the audio
Smacking
thing.
Off the Podcast.
I love it.
Oh, God.
This is the pre.
Yeah, it's like we're in the
Precast.
future,
Yeah, well,
but we're
see, that's
also in
why
the
you-
past at the same time. Oh, that's awesome.
It can
That's
fix
way
so
better.
it fixes so quick.
Sean Devine, how are you, my friend?
I'm doing great. How are you, Shannon? And, of course, Doug. How are you gentlemen tonight?
Living the dream, as always. Tell us about these games.
Well,
Tell
we'll
us
start
about the
off
ones
with our
that did
just
make
missed
it first.
games real quick. Our
Yeah.
group of 5. Iowa at Northwestern, not so much. Oklahoma at Kansas State. Kansas State doesn't have much. Miami at Pitt. We thought this one might be a good one in the ACC, but Miami didn't do anything, and, well, such is life. Texas at TCU. I think it's going to be a good one. Texas hasn't looked good as of late, but doesn't have a lot of meaning in the grand scheme of things. South Carolina at Tennessee. Tennessee's going to want this one real bad. We'll see if they can get it done. And then late night, your Pac-12 after dark. If you stay up, Washington State and crazy Mike Leach visits the Oregon Ducks. So those are your games that just missed. I think if you got extra time, maybe an extra TV, maybe pop it on a side monitor, check those out.
Okay.
Getting into our big 3 games of the weekend, starting off at number 3. Lost a little luster, but the Wisconsin Badgers are ranked 13th in the nation. They visit the number 3 Ohio State Buckeyes, who are unbeaten. This game would have been a little higher on my list had Wisconsin not, well, let's be honest, shit the bed last week at a very, very bad Illinois team. I think they might have been looking ahead, though. We've seen that in college football. Teams sometimes tend to look ahead if you're not coached by Nick Saban, and Wisconsin, I think, is clearly guilty of that. But I still think this is going to be a great game. I think Paul Chryst is going to have the Badgers ready. And Ohio State, so far, really untested. We thought they would have some tests, particularly the Nebraska game, not really. The Michigan State game, not really. But this is a big one. But, however, historically, Ohio State owns Wisconsin. They've won 59 games to 18 defeats and 5 ties in this series. Their first game was all the way back in 1913 in Madison, which Wisconsin won 12-0. Wisconsin at that particular time was a power in the Big Ten, and then over the years, obviously Ohio State and Michigan have kind of controlled the Big Ten. Ohio State, this really to me is their last potential kind of warm-up before Penn State, who is still unbeaten. So, huge game. It's in the Horseshoe. It's going to be at noon, Fox's big noon game. Just to tell you the difference in this series, Wisconsin's longest winning streak against Ohio State was 3 games. Ohio State's longest winning streak in the series is 21 games.
Wow.
The line on this game is Ohio State by 14.5. So Vegas isn't giving the Badgers really any credit whatsoever. Having seen a game at the Horseshoe, it's incredibly difficult to go in there and get a victory. Wisconsin's going to have to rely heavily on Taylor, their phenomenal running back. If Ohio State can shut him down, Cone, their quarterback, hasn't looked great. He's been serviceable, very typical Wisconsin quarterback. But Wisconsin's going to need to go through the air a little bit in this game. If they can't do that, I think Ohio State takes this game easily. Fields is clicking. Dobbins and Teague out of the backfield for Ohio State are absolutely spectacular running backs. And then Hill and Mack, their receivers, have just lit it on fire so far this year. Defensively, they got a DN by the name of Young, who is just a sack machine. So I hope it's a good game. I'd really like it to be a good game. But right now, my feeling, I'm leaning definitely that the Buckeyes cover that 14.5 number. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know. It's not going to shock me if Wisconsin comes out and looks like the Wisconsin that they looked like before they shit the field in Champaign. So I don't know. I think that the Buckeyes win, but I think it's going to be highly competitive.
I hope it's highly competitive, but, you know, let's go back to the 2014 Big Ten championship game. We thought that was going to be a great game, and Ohio State blitzed them 59-0 on a neutral field.
Yeah, that was terrible.
So I know that was a different time. Chryst has finally kind of established this program. this is more of a marquee game for Wisconsin. Wisconsin's trying to become the Ohio State of the Big Ten West division. They really want to gain control of that division, kind of lock it down. If they get blown out in this game, I still think the West will be kind of a crapshoot. Ohio State has clearly established themselves in the East, albeit Penn State is threatening them this year. But I hope for a good one. I really do. I hope this is a good game, not just for the Big Ten, but for the rest of the country who's going to tune in to watch this game.
Right.
Moving on to our second most important game of the week. The number 9 Auburn Tigers under Gus Malzahn visit Death Valley, and the number 2 ranked LSU Tigers under Ed Orgeron. It's going to be at 3:30 Eastern on CBS. Not your night game at Tiger Stadium, but still, it's going to be 102,000 screaming Cajuns. It's going to be crazy. Auburn hasn't won in Death Valley since 1999.
Yep, that's a fucked up stat. They play every year too. So
they play every year, and they haven't won in Death Valley since 1999. They almost pulled it off a few years ago, but they choked. This is a coming-of-age game for Bo Nix. The only chance Auburn has to win this game is if Bo Nix matures and doesn't make mistakes. If he makes mistakes, Auburn has no chance to win this game. Current line in this game, LSU is favored by 10.5. They expect a high-scoring game. The over-under is 59 points. 59 points. And as we've seen with Joe Burrow running that new offense at LSU, LSU can put the points up. However, we have seen them give up points. Vanderbilt scored a lot of points on LSU. All-time, LSU leads the series 30 wins, 22 losses, and 1 tie. The first game in the series was all the way back in 1901 in Baton Rouge, which Auburn did win 28-0. However, in their last 5 and last 10, LSU leads 3-2 and 5, and 7-3 in the last 10 games in this series. LSU's coming into this game with a 2-game winning streak over Auburn. So I think this is a huge testament game for Gus and his kind of hot seat, as well as can LSU continue their march towards potentially the SEC championship game. We haven't really seen LSU tested since the Texas game. They've kind of coasted along. I know Florida gave them a little bit of a game there, but I didn't think that game was ever really in doubt for LSU. But this is going to be an exciting game. I think most of the country is going to be watching this game. It's 3:30 Eastern kick and should be a phenomenal game. What do you guys think?
I agree.
I can't do it. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. We're definitely pulling for Auburn in this one. Fuck LSU.
I am with you. I'm rooting for the Tigers to just take a little.
However, the nation has been rooting against LSU, pretty much the whole season, and LSU, as you just pointed out, they've rolled.
Yep. All right, tell us about that last game.
They've been rolling, and this is another marquee game for Joe Burrow's Heisman campaign, in air quotes.
Shit. Anyway,
all right,
go back and look at last year's stats of the Bama game if you're talking about him for Heisman next.
Well, he's got another chance this year.
He does. He's a completely different quarterback out of the gate. I don't think he'll have as poor of a showing as last year, but I don't know. I think we got his number.
Tell us about the game of the day.
I think the jury's still out. I agree with Shannon on that one.
Well, Alabama is the judge, so.
That's right. Absolutely. All things SEC go through Tuscaloosa.
True.
Okay, and on to our last game, the number 1 game, Battle of Blue Bloods. One of the oldest rivalries in college football. The number 8 Notre Dame Fighting Irish visit longtime hated rival, the 19th ranked Michigan Wolverines, who come into this game with 2 losses. One just coming last week.
Emphasis on the
Happy
word
Valley.
rank when you talk about their ranking, but go ahead.
They are still ranked, yes. Hopefully not for much longer. Michigan leads the series, 24 wins to 17, really 18, but the NCAA took that 1 game away from us, and 1 tie. For being hated rivals, we played less than 50 times, but Michigan taught Notre Dame the game. First game, 23 November 1887 in South Bend. Michigan came down, taught us the game first, and then we played them, and we lost 8-0. Both teams claim 11 national championships. they adorn the halls of both the College Football Hall of Fame, the NFL Pro Football Hall of Fame with records and numbers. I could go through all that if you wanted, but these are two titans of the game. This is a game that everybody wants to see and marks down on their calendar. A little later than normal. Usually the game's in September, but with the Big Ten going to a 9-game schedule and Notre Dame having their ACC contract, the game had to get pushed back. This will be the last meeting for an extended period of time between the two programs.
Do you know
that's a smart move on Notre Dame's part.
On Notre Dame's part?
Yeah. They don't need Michigan to prop their schedule up anymore. Come on, Michigan's on the way out.
You're right.
Yeah.
And as
Harbaugh's
a
already
Notre Dame
trying
fan,
to find another
I would
job.
much rather visit, as you guys know, I was at the Georgia game. I'd much rather see Notre Dame play a competitive SEC opponent as opposed to playing Michigan. We get nothing out of that game, whereas Michigan gets a lot out of that game.
Yeah, if Michigan does win or at least produce some sort of solid showing, I don't know. I think a win and a win alone is going to keep the fire at least at a simmer under Harbaugh's seat at the moment. But again, like I just pointed out, I think Harbaugh's on the way out anyway.
That's really been the chatter in both the Michigan forums I've visited.
It's already hit Saturday down south, man. Everybody's talking about it now.
Yeah, I mean, if he loses this game, he will have really only one win against Michigan's big three rivals, that being the Michigan State win. He hasn't beaten Ohio State since taking over. He hasn't beaten Notre Dame since taking over.
Which I think we can all safely agree, regardless of where Michigan State is right now at this very moment. But traditionally, Michigan State is probably at the bottom of that run. I mean, you want to see those wins against Ohio State. You want to see the wins against Penn State.
Absolutely, yeah. And he struggled with Penn State and James Franklin as well,
which I'm not.
Key guys to look for in this game: Ian Book at Notre Dame. Shea Patterson at quarterback for Michigan, whichever quarterback.
Anyway, we watched him at Ole Miss, and he's doing the same shit up there too, man. Forget it.
Right. So I think, but I think Michigan's going to have to kind of take the training wheels off him to beat Notre Dame. They cannot play that game in a phone booth against Notre Dame.
No.
Because Notre Dame proved they could play that game against Georgia, and Georgia has a far better offensive line than Michigan and better running backs.
True.
For Notre Dame, the key will be penalties and turnovers have sullied a lot of our drives this year. If we can clean that up, I think we have the edge at most of the skill positions, particularly at tight end. I don't know if Michigan has an answer for Cole Kmet, Baby Gronk, who we love to feature in the red zone. Again, we beat them last year 24-17, really 24-10. They got a last-minute kickoff return for touchdown that got the game closer than it really was. But the question is, can Book play well on the road? He struggled on the road in big games. Otherwise, I see Notre Dame winning this game. Right now, Notre Dame is a 1-point favorite, which is ironic because when the line opened earlier in the week on Tuesday, it was Michigan by 4. So the line has clearly moved during the week.
Yeah, but I like Notre Dame. I think Notre Dame wins this game.
I think it's close. I'm going to say Notre Dame, we'll say 27-21.
All right.
In a close one. But 3 great monster matchups, a couple other great games this week. We're getting to it, gentlemen. We're getting down to the wire here.
That concludes Week 9 and Week 10. Here we come.
All right. Well, it's great to be on as always, and you gentlemen have a great show, and we'll talk to you next week.
All right.
Sean Devine, ladies and gentlemen, we appreciate you, man.
All right, we're kicking in with an intro,
guys.
And we'll be back here in a second.
Let's do it.
All right.
I also can prophesize the future, and I also can see subliminal messaging.
Okay, I'll tell you what. Let's kill their slow, girl. Now, I'm
Look, really? I'm pretty sure I could truck the shit out of you, you fucking horrible baby.
Dude, whatever you're smoking, buy a ton of it.
I'm the greatest fat cockroach on the fucking face of the earth right now.
Possibility of women playing in the league. I don't think it's impossible.
You fucking punk-ass bitch!
Jesus Christ, that hurt. I'm still going to have
I'm fucking real, bro. You ain't shit.
Well, this is smacking off. If you don't like it, change your diaper and leave.
Don't be ridiculous right now, okay?
I'd rather watch softcore porn than have to watch all of that. No, that's like opium, and then from there you gotta cross it.
Bro, who invited this dude, bro? What the fuck? Get this dude out of here, bro.
No, USC is far better than Oklahoma historically.
How about your meatloaf is moist as my pussy gets? I promise you that.
Oh shit, this has turned into Kane Arthur's drug class.
How long?
They need you back at the cash register in 5 minutes.
Well, Tiggy's like Pike minus the entertainment value.
Smacking Off the podcast is starting in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1.
And welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden. I'm joined with Doug Phillips, my co-host and producer. What's up, Doug?
Yeah. I was waiting on him to text me when he gets home.
That's not you. That's Gabriel Griffin. Gabriel Griffin's on the line, apparently talking to his old lady about what he's going to make her for supper. Gabriel Griffin, what's up?
What's up, man?
I'm living the dream, man. All day, every day. You're going to be doing our guest picks of the week, and there's one very important game that we're going to talk about probably down toward the end, but let's get started with just right out of the gate. I mean, there's no sense in fooling around, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, good deal.
You said it twice, you're playing with it.
All right, which one you want to go with first?
Let's just go down the line like you posted because I got it. I got a spreadsheet.
All right, let's go with let's start out with whiskey at Ohio State.
Ohio State covers easily.
Oh, well, you don't have to worry about that. You just pick the winner.
Oh yeah, just Ohio State.
All right.
Okay, yeah, we're moving right along. Hell yeah. You don't even want to talk about it. It's just going to be a dominant Ohio State aspect.
Too much, and they haven't.
Do you think whiskey was exposed last week?
I mean, they beat the tar out of everyone that they should have. But yeah, I mean, I don't see why Justin Fields will struggle with them. If they're going to lose Illinois, might as well get
how is Ohio State against stopping the run? I think they're fairly efficient, right?
Oh yeah, I mean, if you shut down Jonathan Taylor, I don't see their quarterback doing too much because they just shut Jonathan Taylor down.
They've kind of looked almost like a one-trick pony. They definitely got exploited. What was last week?
If you're gonna let Illinois stop you, then you're gonna very struggle heavily with Ohio State.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Particularly this Ohio State team.
They have been the most impressive team. I don't think they're the best team, but they have been the most efficient team in the country. So,
well, they got a pretty tough stretch coming up. Here and this is definitely going to be it should be a tough game. But I don't know. Ohio State.
I think Ohio State. I think it's going to be a good game until by halftime, and then I see Ohio State just running away with it late.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move along to the probably maybe the best offense in the country. Oklahoma at Kansas State.
Manhattan. You ever been to Manhattan, Kansas?
I have not.
Ain't much out there.
I've never been to Manhattan, New York either.
I mean,
well, there's more to do in Manhattan, New York. I can assure you. Pizza's better too, I think.
Oklahoma's just going to kill them. I mean, there's no reason why they should even.
They shouldn't play this game.
They should just go ahead.
They should just throw the white flag. I mean, just go ahead and just get ready for next week. But Jalen, of course, every Bama fan's now a closet Oklahoma fan now. But I'd see Jalen Hurts having a career game just like he did every other game.
I'm not a closet Oklahoma fan.
Let's go ahead and stop that right now, because we're not doing that with you tonight. So you just go ahead. Now you can just pick your damn games. All right.
I'm definitely not a closet Oklahoma fan. I do pull for Jalen to do good, but fuck Oklahoma.
Yeah.
I mean, y'all share the same colors. They got your quarterback. Why not be a closet Oklahoma?
Let me tell you. No. Oklahoma's colors are crimson and cream.
Yeah.
Which if you nut in a woman on her period, that's the colors that come out. So.
Crimson and cream.
Yeah. All right. Let's move right along.
Okie State at Iowa State.
Fucking Oklahoma fan. I'm not an Oklahoma fan. I'm not real. No, I don't think we should even let him do any more picks. Fuck you. Get the fuck off my show.
If he hits on these two right here, give him a 2-8 record.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Okay. Go ahead. Just do your damn pick.
Where are we at? We at Okie State, right?
Yeah.
Roll Tide.
I see Iowa State winning. You know, Iowa State, of course, tough place to play. I don't like Mullet Man, and, you know, just going to have to go with the Cyclones.
I got you. All right.
He's a man. He's 40. Don't fuck with him.
Penn State at Michigan State.
Penn State. Like their offense. D'Antonio, I don't know. He's just lost his flavor.
All right.
We'll see him in the American Conference here, I'm sure.
Yeah, he'll go to Tulsa and make them powerhouse.
Yeah. Make them 8-3 or 8-4 national powerhouse.
Those Lone Star Christian, the Lone Star Christian Horny Toads host the Texas Longhorns.
Did you see that slide that kid from
Houston? Texas. Sam Ellinger.
You like Texas?
Good game.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a good game because Texas don't have that great of a defense. But
TCU isn't really great either. They lost to the Pony Express, so I don't see. I see it's a good game, but I think Texas is going, win by 10.
I got you.
We're watching the Pony Express in the background right now.
Oh, yeah. I'm watching it too.
All right, the Mighty Cocks
it's decent.
of South Carolina go to the Mighty Vaginas of Tennessee.
This is a strange game. This is actually, I think this is going to be a highly watchable game. I really do.
I was going to pick Tennessee if their quarterback was going to play.
Right.
I was going to see Tennessee win this game if they had that Brian Moore kid. I can't think his name, but I was going to pick them.
Yeah.
But now that Garantano's going to play, I don't see them winning.
Here's what I think. I think them going to Tuscaloosa and upsetting Alabama, I don't think they got anything left. I really don't.
That was a very emotional game because I think if
cried.
Brian Moore wouldn't got hurt, and Tua would have got hurt, it would have been a better game.
Yeah.
But when the fumble happened and Garantano showed his ass by trying to Bo Jackson the pile,
I love that play myself, but
yeah, it actually worked out really good for
that explains Tennessee football right there.
You're right.
If there's like a definition of past 10 years of Tennessee football, that's it.
That's why it's so hard as an Alabama fan to even hate Tennessee anymore because it really is. It's just like some kid with a learning disability to show their punch in himself.
They don't even consider Tennessee a rival anymore. Like, that's bad.
Well, man, here's a big one. I went ahead and threw this on there because of the enormity of this game. Arkansas at Alabama.
Did you catch Saban's comments about is Tua's little brother going to come in to Tallulah?
Yeah.
Or Talia?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
I'm still learning the Hawaiian language.
I seen it.
And the beautiful language that it is.
I don't know. Matt Jones, there's no way in hell that Arkansas can cover them receivers. It could be a trap game, but Arkansas, they're just so terrible that Bama can't play to their level. Like, Bama
can't fuck us up even if they try.
I think they have 55 4- and 5-stars on their roster. There's just no way that they can get down to their level and be that bad. So,
what's the line on that? I know we're not betting
on it, but 30.
Still.
98, isn't it?
Yeah, 98, 99.
Yeah. Is it 30?
98, 99.
Bama may cover, they may not. I don't know. Bama's in a bad way. If they continue what they did last week, it'll be a sloppy game. They'll probably still win.
Bama did play to Tennessee's level, but Bama pulled away when Tennessee, there
was just a lot of weird stuff in that game anyways. And that's what we expect in an emotional game like that, as you just pointed out a moment ago.
Y'all keep acting like Alabama won last week.
Oh, yeah.
That's not what I heard.
Yeah.
Now, the best line would be is Bama going to be up by 40 or 50 at halftime. That's going to be the bet line right there. Yeah. Bama by 2 million.
Then we see Tua's brother, right?
Or Tua may just come out and just sit
in his wheelchair,
sit on a bar stool or something, and just yeah.
That would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Why not? Saban might as well throw his Kiffin's grandbaby or Kiffin's son out there. His daughter's pregnant.
Red Raiders are going to the fighting lessons of Kansas.
Here is Kansas's conference win. Here it is.
Yeah, right here.
You agree?
I'm gonna call it Kansas. I don't see a Les Miles team going
Les
down.
Les is doing better. They have progressed throughout the season. I told y'all they would. Everybody said they were crazy. I think mathematically he can still win 5 games. So that was a hell of a showing.
I mean, I can see it. I mean, if they just need a confidence booster, if they can get this win, I wouldn't doubt them even getting a 6. Honestly.
Nah, I'm not asking for the moon here, but I figure at least 5. That is a huge, major improvement over where Kansas has been.
Well, they got 2 wins
for a while now.
No, I watched
yeah.
them play Oklahoma. I liked how they slowed the tempo down because their offensive line.
There's just no talent there. It's going to take a while to get the talent there.
They do have a good quarterback and a running back. I don't know
Williams.
their names, but they look impressive when I seen them play Oklahoma.
Yeah.
All right. Notre Dame, number 8. Sorry, is that number 8? Are they number 8?
Yeah.
That's a little high, isn't it? Number 8, Notre Dame, at number 19, Michigan.
This one's tricky right here.
It is. You're right.
It's at the Big House, though.
This one's going to – if Notre Dame wins it and wins, by at least 10 or more, Jim Harbaugh lost the team.
Booger.
Yeah. He lost the team. It's just going to depend if them players want to keep Jim Harbaugh as their coach.
I don't know why any and all opposing fan bases of Michigan don't refer to Jim Harbaugh as Booker, to be honest. I mean.
Hey, anybody watching this? Gabriel Griffin is the guy on your left, not the guy on the right.
Yeah. The guy on the right is some other dude.
Sorry, in the picture.
It's one of them people that dress like animals for sexually. Furries.
Oh, yes.
All right.
I'm the one on the right. They just want to make me feel better.
Who you going?
I am a cross dresser. I'm coming out the closet.
So is Cam. So
your furry friend sure has a long time.
How you going on the Notre Dame Michigan? I didn't hear that part.
I'm happy to go Notre Dame. I like Ian Book better than Shea Patterson.
So do I.
Yeah, Shea Patterson is garbage.
He was good at Ole Miss. I don't know.
He wasn't really that good at Ole Miss. People need to stop saying that. He never really was that good.
I mean, he was a game manager. I mean, he was good enough.
Yeah, exactly. He's good enough. He was Mac Jones good.
Yeah.
All right. And that's all the games for today. So.
Yeah, that's it. That's the last one. Hey, we appreciate it, Gabriel. You have a good evening.
Well, what about the LSU Auburn?
No, we're not talking about that.
Auburn. Sorry,
LSU
number 9 Auburn at number 2 LSU. Might be the biggest one in this series in a little while.
And it'll be the biggest game of the weekend.
Absolutely.
LSU.
Come on, man.
You really, dude, you're an Auburn fan. You're really representing like that on this show. You're really just punking your shit out like that.
Shannon, you tricked me last year to pick Tennessee.
You did.
Picked Auburn, and
I didn't trick anybody. I said some words.
You was like, Gabe, just pick Auburn, and I was.
Well, you didn't have to. That's on you, bitch.
I'm going LSU solid, and I hope Auburn proves me wrong, but it's not going to happen. Not with Gus there.
Okay. All right. Fine. Fair enough.
That's all we can do.
Picked against your team. That's some horse shit right there.
But
you know what you did. Don't even try to justify it. On my airways.
You get mad at me. I'm picking LSU. I'm sorry.
All right. Gabriel Griffin, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, man, we really appreciate you coming on.
I'm going to say this. I do not pull for Auburn very often. I will be pulling for Auburn.
If you're a Bama fan, you want Auburn to beat LSU. You want LSU down.
Yeah, I'm just tired of it.
You don't want LSU undefeated. They're going to, especially with Tua, he may be out. So
they're LSU. Trust me, they're going to be defeated at some point in time. You bet your ass on that.
Well, the thing is, it's not really about that.
I
really don't mind a big Alabama LSU game. I mean, that doesn't bother me at all.
We had one last year, remember?
Yeah, it's huge.
The thing is, you're going to want Auburn to hurt Joe Burrow, which is probably very likely, and you're going to want Auburn to beat them.
Oh, I'm pulling for Auburn. But it's not for that.
Make no mistake about it.
Not for the reasons you're saying. I'm just tired of hearing LSU.
Yeah, fuck LSU.
My thing is, Auburn. They have a lot of seniors on the D line, and they have a lot of talent in the front seven. This is going to be Auburn. This is going to be the last time.
Oh, defensively, really Auburn definitely has a clear advantage in this game.
We're not going to play hard again. We're not going to beat Georgia. We're not going to beat Alabama, but we need to beat LSU in order to beat Georgia.
Do you think Nix is all that in a bag of fries, to be honest?
He's a freshman. You can't.
I know, but I mean, Tua was a freshman, and he did all that crazy ass beautiful shit for us. So what you gonna say?
He has a lot of upside. You see the potential.
Man, that's fucking nepotism got him that job. Look at those stats, and you gonna tell me something else? Come on now.
Too often.
Anyway, that's nepotism got him that job. He's a third stringer at best. He's got heart. Hey, the kid's got heart, but heart doesn't bring
Gabriel,
hardware.
you can tell, is not the guy. Like, he cannot make those reads. He can't make those throws.
Heart alone doesn't bring hardware.
Gatewood, I know Auburn fans are different. Play Gatewood. Every time he gets in, he's not making the reads.
I know.
Like on that, like against Arkansas on that fourth and a foot, he has the ball to Cam Martin. It's a touchdown. But
that's what I'm saying. He's just not ready to play at the level of a top 10 team.
He can't make those reads.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. I don't.
Our best option is Bo Nix. I mean, I hate to say it, but he is.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
How do you know? How's the question directed to you, friend?
What?
Okay, never mind. Fuck.
Okay.
Nobody cares anyway.
Try it again.
Gus is going to be it. Where's Gus headed to next? He headed back to Arkansas when they fired Chad Morris and realized what they did. And Auburn realizes what they did. And then Gus Malzahn goes to Arkansas and leads them to perennial 7 and 8 win seasons. I mean, that's great for Arkansas.
Yeah.
Auburn, not so much.
Yeah, for this LSU Gus is out. But then again, I don't know, because that's a lot of money, and who are we going to get?
I mean, he loses to LSU, and then miraculously beats Alabama. I mean, let's just say that happens. Does he Svengali another? Because Auburn doesn't lose anything at this point. If he goes out and wins a few games and leads them to an 8-win season, they don't really lose anything. If they put anybody else, any other available coach in that position, the 8 wins would be a really, really nice opening year. The days of finding a guy that is just out there that's just going to come and give you in the SEC West, mind you, and go ahead and give you a 12-0 season. I don't know. Those days are few and far between. Because the guys that can do that, they all have jobs that they're cemented in right now.
Auburn's biggest problem
Nick Sabans and Dabo Swinney's of the world
is Bama being really, really good, and we're sharing the state with them, and that's just tough.
I know.
That's tough.
It's typically, you're right. Both teams are typically not up at the same
Bear
time.
Bryant days when Bear was getting 100 players.
Yeah, I remember all that shit y'all said about fear of the thumb. So cry me a river, bitch.
I'm just saying, it's tough. I mean, there's nothing Bama has 55 stars. I mean, like, God.
Yeah, we pay good money for those 5 stars too.
Oh,
You see those challengers?
Y'all bitches.
Those challengers ain't cheap, friend.
No, he's doing what's he doing at Mercedes now?
Oh yeah.
He's doing the Mercedes.
Yeah, he's got a Mercedes.
The Mercedes. Sorry.
You hear the commercials? The Mercedes commercials that he does.
No,
Nick Saban commercials?
No, but I did see the.
He sounds like he really gives a fuck about Mercedes.
I did see the Aflac commercial.
Yeah, I saw it too. That's kind of corny.
It's kind of cute.
Well, look, guys,
I like the rings. Don't get me wrong, but it's still corny.
Go ahead, Gabriel.
Look, guys, I'm gonna go 9-0 this week, so I'll be the champion, and I'll be the life champion. So I'm very proud of what we're gonna accomplish this year. But basketball season is coming around, and we were very good at that. So
basketball. Do y'all have any coaches left? Is Pearl still there?
Yeah.
Oh, then yeah, y'all might actually do something. I figured the NCAA would have ran him out of there by now with a broom. So, it happens sometimes.
We like to pay money for round ball, not football no more. So that's what we're doing now.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Give up on football. That's Auburn Tiger Gabriel Griffin, ladies and gentlemen. Y'all give him a big hand. Appreciate you, buddy.
All right, see ya.
wheat with all of the bran. Won't you try Wheaties? For wheat is the best food of man. They're crispy and crunchy the whole year through. The kiddies never tire of them, and neither will you. So just buy Wheaties, the best breakfast food in the land.
You are now listening to Smacking Off the Podcast. Like and comment on our damn videos. Subscribe to our fucking channel. I really hate you dumb fuckers need to be told that. You should have already subscribed. Jesus fucking Christ.
Smacking Off invites you to join us on the podcast. If you have an opinion on an upcoming game, some commentary on your conference, or want to roll with one of your fellow smackers on air, hit us up. You can message us at the Smacking Off or X's and O's Facebook pages, email me at maddenshannon@toothfairy.com, or call us on the Smack line, 304-508-BAIT. And as always, fuck your team. And welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast. I'm your host, Shannon Madden. I'm joined with Doug Phillips, my co-host and producer, and we are also joined with Auburn fan Walter Bryan and LSU fan Shannon Russell, contributors to the show, and here to talk about the upcoming Auburn LSU game. What's up, guys?
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it. This is going to be a very decisive win for Alabama, I think, in the Arkansas game.
Yeah, Alabama really can't lose either way with the LSU Auburn game either.
Yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's a great segment, y'all. We really appreciate it. Thanks, y'all. All right. Let's cut to the commercial then.
Hey, I'm trying to figure out who do I need to pull for. Who wants me to pull for their team most?
You already know you're going to pull for Auburn. You're a closet Auburn fan when it comes to LSU.
Oh, the gauntlet has been thrown, Doug.
I rarely pick Auburn. Sorry, I don't pick I pick with my head. Not my dickhead either.
No,
God damn it.
That's not what I heard. You pick your head.
Definitely would like to see Auburn win this game. That doesn't mean I'm going to pick Auburn.
You want to see Gus?
That doesn't mean I'm going to pick Auburn. Though.
You want Gus Malzahn to keep his job a few more years in the playing track.
I would like it.
He's staying regardless of that extension contract. And he beat Georgia and Alabama the same year.
Yeah, that ain't going to happen no more.
I looked at
not
60
this year,
predictions
sister.
Earlier on 24/7 Sports, and all 60 picked LSU to win.
60 fucking assholes, man. That's
all
what that is.
60 picked LSU
Yeah,
to win, not one
I'll
Auburn.
tell you why. Yeah, because y'all are this year. I think it's safe to say, and I don't want to speak for everybody, but the down years for LSU. I think the one thing that Auburn and LSU have in common is the inconsistencies. And I think this year LSU has proved to be more consistent, at least on offense. Now, I don't know what you're reading, Walter, because they did say, I read a couple of, they wouldn't say what coaches they interviewed, but they interviewed a couple of SEC coaches. I forget where I read it at. But they were saying that they think Auburn's defense was going to give our offense some trouble. And very well could.
I think it's the best one you've faced so far. The best one you've faced so far.
It
Matter
will
of
be.
fact, I read earlier that Derek Brown and Marlon Davison combined have been the SEC Defensive Player of the Week.
Now, I will point this out, though, that Florida had an excellent defense going into that game. The Florida LSU game. And I know Auburn's defense is better than Florida's, but LSU has been tested by a damn good defense.
She's arguing with you, man.
Wait. How can you say that Auburn's defense is better than Florida's? Because they said the same thing with the Florida game. Oh, Florida's going to give y'all trouble. They
Well, I
did
know
at
that.
first, but we worked our way
I know
around.
that Auburn's defense is better than LSU's, at least. You know.
Yeah, it's better than LSU's. It's better up front. Like I said.
Well, okay, we do have some, and I'm not using it as excuses. We do have some starters that are out on defense, and we have some young players. So, with that being said, I will agree with that.
So you're going ahead and making excuses for LSU's loss now. That's great. That's Shannon Russell.
Let me remind everybody of this real quick. Last year, it came down to basically a pass interference call and a last-second field goal for the win. And I think our defensive backs are going to be tested again. I mean, LSU's got Justin Jefferson. They get Terrace Marshall back this week.
Right.
Derek Dillon, Jamar Chase. They're hard to slow down when they're running the right routes if Joe Burrow's hitting them. And you can't get no ticky-tacky fucking, first 15-yard penalties.
Right. But two things. We can't compare last year to this year because we have a total different offense. We're running a whole different offense.
Well, no, I think it's going to be close again.
No.
I think it's going to be close again.
I don't think so. The only way Auburn wins is if you have to stop Burrow.
Well, we're not going
to. And you're going to have a hard time doing that because he's been under pressure. And
just break his leg.
So far,
I mean, I don't condone or that sort of thing, but if you have to, just break the fucking leg.
Joe can throw an interception. You never know when it's going to happen. He can throw
he's thrown
big
3 already this season. Yeah,
he can fumble the ball. Could be a strip sack, fumble, or something. But
what if they hear us?
The big thing for Auburn is we're without Booby. I mean, fuck. Bo Nix has got to.
What'd you just do? You just fucking killed the whole entire broadcast.
You're
an asshole. You're calling yourself now.
But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something.
Never mind whatever they said while we were gone.
Yeah, we actually we booted y'all's call for a minute. I'm sorry about that. That was good. That was
actually it was telling us to join the call. I don't think they could hear us.
Yeah. Good job.
I didn't hear you guys.
No. Okay, well that was probably a good thing.
Did you say something?
No.
We were calling y'all names and shit, and y'all didn't hear us.
But we didn't say anything. Shut up.
Well, Shannon seems to think that LSU is going to smoke us.
We heard all that.
That's not what I said. That's not what I said. Let me give you my conclusion on this.
Conclusion.
Okay, so LSU's defense is not what it was last year, but you got to remember we had
not at all. In fact, sorry to interrupt you, but it was your defense last year that gave us trouble and actually provided the win for LSU last year.
That defense didn't give two any trouble, did they?
Past 10 years, we just didn't have an offense.
It gave you the Auburn LSU win last year, though, because in the second half our offense struggled mightily, and our lead dwindled. And like I said, it was a last-second field goal. And this is the craziest game I watch every year, just about. So, I mean, I'm gonna throw everything out the window. This is LSU and Auburn.
Walter, what's your excuse for why Auburn has not won in Death Valley since 1999? 10 years.
I can't.
10 years you have not won in Death Valley.
I can't tell you all those
That's a
reasons.
decade, my friend.
I can tell you one is maybe because y'all don't play by the rules in Jordan Hare.
Yeah,
the last time we lost there, we gave up 23 goddamn point lead, I think it was, or 21-point lead. Something ridiculous. Like I said, it's the craziest game I watch every year.
I had the lead, and by third quarter, we took over.
But I'm not buying into that shit, though. I told y'all before the season started that we were going to get that win in Death Valley this year. I didn't know how good LSU was going to be, but I don't believe in that we can't win there. I don't believe that
I'll be
a
honest.
bit.
I'm more worried about the Auburn game than the Bama game because Auburn right now
we need it. We need it worse.
It's stronger than Bama. So right
Maybe.
now, I'm more worried about the Auburn game than Bama. But do I think we can win? Absolutely. So.
Well, is it a night game? Do y'all play it at night again? Do we have to play it at
2:30?
Okay. Well, that might help. That might help us.
Maybe, but y'all played during the day last time, and the year before that.
Yeah, but we had. I know, and we had a 21-point lead and fucking gave it up.
Yep.
Yeah, I know. Last time.
But honestly, Walter, is there a chance Auburn can win? Absolutely, but I don't see it. I understand LSU's defense is down, but when we had the number one defense, we were up there with Bama, Clemson. I mean, we were one of the best in defense. We're DBU. I don't care what anybody says.
Yeah, you got some good DBs.
So,
Yeah.
but okay, so we're not the best. That doesn't mean our defense totally sucks either.
Oh no, I don't. Well, the thing is, I don't want to throw the fucking ball that much against LSU. I mean, really, they scare me. Their secondary scares me enough that you don't turn a true freshman
Hey guys,
quarterback loose.
New Mexico suspended Sherian Jones, their quarterback.
Who's that?
Their quarterback, their starter.
And Marshall just suspended their defensive back, Mr. Brown.
Sorry, y'all go ahead.
So here's
Charged
the thing.
with felony
So
strangulation.
I don't think
story.
Auburn has the ability to shut down our offense like they think. Your defense is good, but I think what I've seen so far, we've played consistent, and even when we struggle a little bit, we pull out the win, and we pulled out the win with strong.
Hey, sure. Hey, can y'all hear us?
I don't see you.
Yeah, I hear you, Doug.
Okay, good.
Well, I think your offense runs through Justin Jefferson from what I've seen the last couple of weeks.
No, Jamar Chase too. We have
Chase.
Terrence Marshall was injured. He's just now coming back. He may not be 100%, but even without him, Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, they're in the top 10 in the country.
But who moves the chains? That's who I'm more concerned about. When it's 3rd down and 6.
It's those referees. They always move those chains.
Yeah. You got to pay them well, and they'll move them the right way for you.
Yeah, but Burrow's quick.
Burrow's quick.
Fast, he's accurate. If you don't shut him down, that's the key. If y'all can stop Burrow, then we might have problems. You can set him, but you let him for a few seconds, and I really think that y'all don't have that. If you were Clemson defense, I'd be worried right now. But you're not Clemson defense. You're not LSU's defense last year, so that's why I don't think you're going to stop our offense.
One thing we're not going to do, being Auburn's defense this year, we're probably not going to load the box. You're probably going to get rushed with 4 down linemen most of the time. Right. Maybe bring a linebacker, maybe, but I doubt it. They're probably going to have Poe covering Jamar Chase and company. You know, linebackers.
I think our defense
Can Edwards-Helaire get downhill against KJ Britt and our defensive line? I mean, it's a matchup. It really is a matchup. Nobody's giving Auburn any credit because we have handicaps. We have a true freshman quarterback. We have a running back that's out for 4 to 6 weeks, and we have a loss to Florida. So we do have a few handicaps, but
I think
we're not giving up yet.
Good enough to shut down Bo Nix. I don't think Bo Nix is that. He is nowhere near Burrow or Tua's level, and our defense is good enough.
He's scrubbed. 3rd team at best.
When you say LSU's defense is down, that doesn't mean our defense is bad. It just means we're not maybe the best we've ever been. But that's a lot.
And I said it depends on how you intend on shutting down Bo Nix. Me personally, I think there needs to be more RPO, more quarterback runs, more Joey Gatewood.
Nah.
We got to figure out which running back. We got to figure out which running back's going to tote the ball. Probably DJ Williams. And
well,
Sean
as inefficient as Nix has been, though, you probably
definitely
don't want him to throw any interceptions either because he's.
No, but if he doesn't, he better be able to throw some.
Well, here's the biggest threat for Auburn offensively is Seth Williams every fucking week. Now, if Seth gets a couple of touchdowns from Bo Nix, we got a game. We got a game here, I'm picking a closer score. I bet you LSU does not score 35. I bet you that.
Interesting.
What does that mean? They're going to score 33?
What's the line on this game again?
10.5 or 11.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
I don't think LSU is going to bust much more than 30. I mean, it's going to be, especially if we get first downs, we're going to chew the clock up some. So it's going to be. It's not going to be a. This ain't going to be a Big 12 score.
We're going to win by 10, if not 2 touchdowns.
Well, okay, that would be
think about it. We have. Nobody thought we were going to have a 14-point win over Florida. Florida was the one to beat. Florida thought they were going to come in and whoop our butt, and they gave us some money for our money at first. But and you know what? And let me tell you something. This is another game we're going to win.
I saw that game.
Gus Malzahn is not Dan Mullen. Dan Mullen is a much better play caller than Gus. Sorry. Prove me wrong.
No, I mean they're
prove me wrong.
I mean, yeah.
Dan Mullen knows how to run. Knows how to run hits. If you switch it up, him and Aranda were going back and forth.
Well, I was going to disagree with you there because they both throw it on first down too goddamn much. I don't understand that silliness all the time, but whatever.
In a tight crunch, Dan Mullen, Come on now. Gus has made way too many mistakes.
Gus owned Mullen at Mississippi State, though. So I mean, it's not like they
he
never
had no
faced
star
each other.
players. He did look how well he did.
I
With
could
no
go
star
for a
players.
tight crunch right now.
I've been thinking about that ever since she said that.
You ever had
What is a tight crunch?
You ever had a Star Crunch?
Yes,
the
they're
star,
good. They're pretty good.
Yeah, with caramel with the chocolate and the Rice
They're
Krispies.
fucking nasty, man.
Shut the fuck up. Get off my show. Get off, motherfucker.
They're fucking nasty.
Walter,
we used to eat granola bars.
Dan Mullen
Granola bars? And you're talking, oh my God. And you're talking about a Star Crunch being nasty and you're over here talking about granola bars. First off, you got to take your Star Crunch, put it in the microwave for about 15 seconds.
I come from a depression family. We used to get a little bit of extra
Walter, let them
toothpaste
talk
on
about
our
food. Listen
brush.
to me for a minute.
I'm listening
Mullen
to you.
had no star recruits at Mississippi State.
Are we
Let's
still
compare
talking
that.
about fucking Dan Mullen?
I thought
Why
we
are
were
we
ta-
even? Yeah,
we
there's
were
Dan
talking about
Mullen.
Star
Dan
Crunch.
Mullen. Dan Mullen has nothing to do with Little Debbie's. There is nothing to do. He has never done not one Little Debbie commercial in his whole entire career.
Man. Dan Mullen can have about 3 losses this year. I mean, Dan Mullen. He's always scooting by the seat of his pants. I don't think he's the greatest coach in college football.
Kind of
I don't know.
Melvin.
I don't know if he's better than Gus. Personally,
you know what? I put him better at Gus when he was still at Mississippi State. And guess what? Guess who finished with I think almost a better record.
I don't
than
know.
Auburn.
Shannon, how do you feel about Les Miles over at Kansas right now? Have you been keeping up with that?
I did it first, and then I kind of got bored with it. I mean,
how you gonna do Les Miles like that? You LSU fans are just absolutely horrible to that man.
No, listen.
He gave you his life.
Listen, I give Les Miles credit where credit's due.
But
the program outgrew him.
But
I said he was horrible.
There's a but coming though. Go ahead and just get to the but, and let's cut through the bullshit right now.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. Let's be honest here. You can't just pick on LSU fans about Les. Every SEC coach has got fired because of Saban. Saban has raised the standard.
So this is about Nick Saban now. Okay, that's fine. Whatever.
Oh, wait a minute. There is a coach that's beat him a couple times in the SEC.
Yeah, Hugh Freeze is at Liberty right now. I think he's they're like 6-2 now. Right now.
Hey, Shannon, what was Les's record versus Saban?
I don't know.
He did get one. He did get one win.
Yeah, he had that one.
Though. Saban was only there for what, 4 or 5 years. Les was there. Since?
Not long enough.
12 years.
Yeah, and y'all feel like y'all got the
He
better
won
coach
3.
now.
He won 3 against Saban when he was at LSU. I'm pretty sure.
He won what?
3.
Against Saban? I don't think so.
Yeah, he did.
No, he beat Saban. Yes, he did beat.
Yeah, he
Saban.
beat him in 2007. He beat him 2007. He beat him 2010, and he beat him 2011.
2011.
Wait, I didn't think Saban arrived.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, Saban was here in 2007.
I tried to block that year out too, Walter.
Yeah, it's tough.
You being a closet Bama fan, you probably did too.
Oh, that was.
Les Miles beat Alabama 4 times. 3 of those times was against Saban. The first time Saban was still at Miami, which I believe was 07 when we won the championship.
You're wrong.
You're wrong. It's not 4 times; it's 5 times. He beat him.
Something like that.
He beat him in 2005, 2006, 2007, 2009. No,
10,
not 9. 2010, 2011. 2009 was Alabama's 14-0 season.
Okay, I don't know.
I do.
All I know is he did beat Saban.
Yeah, he did.
We had a great team.
Yeah.
But something happened to our team, our program after.
Nothing happened to the program. It was just the fact.
I don't think anything happened because the transition to Ed's pretty smooth.
It was the same bending under the weight of Saban's success that everybody in the SEC has had to feel. I'm sorry, that's just that's what happened.
Ed got the keys to it.
I mean, y'all are high on Ed right now, but yeah, Ed's numbers coming up. You know that, girl.
Y'all are all wrong. Don't even
I saw what he did at Ole Miss. I know who he is. I know who Ed Ogeron is. You can't try to explain to me who Ed Ogeron is.
I'm telling you, he ran the toss dives too much. We needed a better offense.
Come on down here and get you on.
You needed a quarterback, is what you needed, was a quarterback.
Exactly, and he didn't know how to recruit.
What are you saying, dude?
That commercial he did, that Homer commercial, did you ever hear that? The Homer is one of the greatest.
Look, I already know. I'm not giving Coach O all of that credit. I give him a little bit, but
come down here and get you Homer right in the front.
Well, wait a minute. You LSU fans have to be
need the
pretty
banjo
high
playing in the background. That's what really sets it off.
After all these wins, y'all gotta think that he's like the knight in shining armor, Coach O.
Hey guys, we got hey guys,
Yeah.
we got to do a commercial real quick. Go ahead.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
Come on
Shannon's
down here
trying
and
to
get you a
talk,
Hummer.
guys.
I'm Ed Oberon. I'm the coach of Ole Miss, and this is one of the
See, I
best
knew it would
trucks
be
you've
something
ever had in your whole life. You
BS.
drive this thing anywhere.
Go
Yeah.
Tigers. Go
That
Tigers.
doesn't sound anything like him.
No, it's not Go. It was Go Rebels at the time, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Rebels.
But he couldn't say Rebels on TV because it's.
Okay, so can I?
Hey,
have
I
the
like
floor for a
Coach
You
minute?
can do a commercial now too, Shannon. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, commercial. Yeah, you can do your Nick Saban Mercedes commercial. It's a lot
Okay,
classier than
I
that
like
piece of
Coach
shit.
O, Shannon. I like Coach O.
Okay, here's the thing.
I
You
do
can't
too.
help
I
it.
love Coach O, especially if we beat his ass like we
I don't
did last
dislike
year.
him. But
Continually.
the new offense is not even a credit to Coach O or Ensminger. That is all Joe Brady.
Yeah.
That is a NFL Saints.
Is he kin to Tom Brady?
It's mostly a passing offense.
You know,
It's
Tom
mostly
Brady's
a
like a
passing
world famous
offense.
quarterback for
And
the
I think
Patriots.
it's all.
If you think Auburn's going to shut that down, you crazy.
I think it's all Joe Burrow. I ain't even gonna give Brady the credit. I think
Oh,
it's
come
Joe
on
Burrow.
now. Brady, Joe, well, okay. Everybody says, well, he's a better quarterback, this year than last year. Part of last year was a lot of the receivers' fault, dropping balls, but nobody looks at that.
No bullshit. He
Yes,
threw.
it was.
He overthrew
right
him
now.
a ton. He overthrew him a ton of times last year.
Okay, but whenever the coach doesn't know what he's doing, kind of like Georgia,
I gotta get
offensive coordinator,
Orgeron commercial.
They don't
Hey,
have
none of us are
plays all
Georgia
over the
fans.
place.
You're not.
What's
You can
going
talk
on?
all the shit you want to about Georgia. We're not going to stop you. Not one bit
Well-
whatsoever.
They didn't block for him. The receivers dropped the combination things. The receivers dropped the ball. They didn't block for him. They didn't call the right plays at the right time. The offense was totally garbage. So,
Well,
yeah,
I tell you what.
And Joe Brady.
I tell you what, you're right though in a sense about the NFL offense and the passing schemes, but
You're not going to shut down that NFL style offense.
on the other hand, this week you're going to play a man defense, a man-to-man defense. You're not going to be playing zones where a bunch of these route concepts work.
Okay.
We're gonna try to match up with receivers man to man.
when you have-
That's gonna be a little tighter.
So how you gonna
Hey, get
stop
it.
all four wide receivers? How you gonna
I don't know.
stop
Hold on. Oh, I got a cat. Ah, my cat's about to get run over out here in the damn road.
Look,
All
I
right,
promise
go
you.
ahead.
It sounds like you're about to get run over now.
I promise you, if we were able to get around Florida's defense, we're going to get around Auburn's.
Well, I told you, 60 experts picked LSU, all 60 of them.
Hey guys, we got to go ahead and get y'all to predict on this game.
Yeah, because President Pike's coming up, and we can't keep that man
But
waiting.
it's going to be man-to-man defense. It's going to be a lower-scoring game.
Hot man on man
why do you
defense.
say that? Why do you say
Because
that?
it's going to be man-to-man defense.
Hot man on man defense.
Okay, man to man. But so what? If you can't cover our receivers, if our wide receivers get loose, all he's got to do is find them.
Well, that's just
and
it.
boom, it's done.
Against zone coverages, softer zone coverages, there's more chance for a receiver to find a soft spot in the coverage.
You're thinking about run game, dude.
No.
Just like with the man-to-man coverage.
All right, because y'all gonna do this for forever. Give me a damn score prediction, Walter, please.
Yes, it's going to be man-to-man coverage. I'm going to say it's close. I'm going to say
let me say one thing.
Hang on, Shannon. Let him do his thing, and you can talk all you want to for like 2 minutes.
Okay, like the last few years, I'm going to keep the score low. I'm going to keep it close. I'm going to say 27-23 Auburn.
27-23 Auburn.
And we're going to play man-to-man defense to try to shut down
man-to-man defense. All right, Shannon Russell, you have the floor. Shannon Russell, go ahead.
All right, first of all, it's not going to be no man-to-man coverage because do you even realize how fast Burrow snaps the ball and executes?
Yep. But he's saying they're going to run man-to-man coverage. I mean, it doesn't matter how fast he snaps the ball.
I'm saying that our cornerbacks and our safeties are going to be playing man-to-man on somebody.
Up their ass.
Cornerbacks and safeties.
Hot man on man defense.
Okay, you can't. But all I'm going to say is you let a wide receiver open. That's all we need. All we need is one.
Yeah, that's ball game.
We only need one to score. One
Yep,
to carry the ball.
That'll be a bitch if it happens.
So if you have man-to-man on three, so you got man-to-man coverage on three. You let one loose. That's all we need to score.
That's right. You're one-on-one. It's your
and
ass
guess what?
if you get
guess
burnt.
what?
You're
If we're in the red zone or even closer, Joe Burrow.
Red zone's a little different. Red zone's a little different. But, yeah, basically, I think that's going to be the difference. Because I don't know if anybody's matched up with LSU man-to-man, honestly, all year. Have they? Florida probably could have. Florida's got pretty good defensive backs. I don't know.
Let me tell you something.
I think they played quite a bit of zone, though.
All right. Hang on, Walter. Let Shannon go ahead and give us a score prediction because we got to wrap this up soon.
Go ahead. I don't give any credit to Dan Mullen, but I'm going to tell you, and if you listen to the commentators, if you go back and watch even a little bit of that game, especially when Florida gave us trouble, every time Aranda threw out a different play or changed things up, Dan Mullen was right there. I mean, he's better than Gus on changing up plays. I don't care what you say.
Well, Gus ain't a good in-game coach. Gus is not as good at in-game coaching as I'd like, I admit.
All right, but Shannon, give us your score prediction. Your score prediction.
I'm going to say LSU 36.
Auburn 37.
28.
Auburn.
I'm going to say, hey, you're getting by with
She said 36-28.
Well, that's not the spread,
36-28. Auburn.
No.
Shannon. Breaking news: Shannon Russell just said that Auburn will cover the spread. Correct?
Yep.
Excellent. Hey, guys, we really appreciate y'all coming on tonight.
The spread can still go down.
Spread my ass.
27-23. 27-23. You heard it here first.
All right. Guys, we really appreciate it.
27-23.
All right.
War Eagle.
36-28 LSU.
Hey, do one thing before we go. In your Ed Orgeron voice, Shannon, you got to give me a Go Tigers.
Yeah, Go Tigers.
Go on. That's my favorite line.
Are you irritated with something we said on the podcast? Well then fuck you. Call the Smack line and tell us all about it at 304-508-8. Don't be a pussy fuck boy. Call the Smack line today. Messages left on our Smack line will be used at the end of Smacking Off the podcast episodes.
Hashtag Family Smack. The worst smack group ever. Look for us on Facebook and on MeWe.
Welcome back to Smacking Off the Podcast. I'm Shannon Madden. Got Doug across from me, and we are joined with the one and only Mr. President Justin Pike, ladies and gentlemen.
How we doing?
What's ailing you tonight, Justin?
I got the flu bad.
You know, this is like the second time that you come on this show sick. Because I want to remember, I want to say that you came on
with Uncle Lou.
With Uncle Lou, and you were sick as well. So this also kind of reinforces the narrative that Southern people have about D.C. Yankee carpetbaggers being diseased.
Right. And for the Southern people, you can catch the flu by listening to the podcast.
Yes, you can.
I'll just throw that out
You
there.
can also catch AIDS if you listen to some of them.
Yep.
Well, I got so drunk during Game 1 of the World Series, and then I woke up with, I think I had a little alky poisoning. And then I woke up with a hangover and then got the flu with the hangover.
No, I thought you were going to say you woke up and you had some strange lady beside you.
I can never do that.
No, you can't do that to Mrs. Pike. She's holding your child, right?
Yeah, she's 6 months strong.
Okay, so y'all didn't eat us that fetus. Excellent. It was her body. It was her choice. So.
My Pike predictions haven't been doing too well lately.
Let's talk about that for a moment.
You're going to get back on track this week.
How much money have you lost this season so far?
Got about $1,400.
Okay, that's not horrible. I mean, yeah.
You couldn't.
You could buy a good sturdy prostitute.
What would you do with $1,400 right now?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You can get a good sturdy prostitute for $1,400, and actually, you get one for about $1,000, and then you get like $400 worth of drugs. There's that.
Probably go to the damn ER right now. I ain't got no damn insurance.
Well, I mean, you did poison yourself with alcohol, so you're probably sterilized now. You probably killed all the germs.
I've just been sleeping. I was at the furniture store today, made a $900 sale, and went to the bathroom and peeked my guts out. I looked at the manager. I said, I'm out of here.
Well, I mean, you made your money for the day.
Yeah, you did your day's work in one sale.
Yeah, I mean, hell yeah.
Not really.
Oh shit!
How much of a commission do you get off a sale like that?
7%.
Oh yeah, you need more than
Who's
that.
your manager? It's not that guy that
That's like what, $40?
Who's that guy that you said was Teddy Shecklesworth? Which I seen the pictures and I actually believe it. What's his name again?
Berkeley.
Yeah, he's not your manager, is he?
No, he works in North Carolina.
Oh, okay.
Okay. He is Teddy Shecklesworth. I've matched the eyes. You can tell.
They look just alike.
It's him.
Okay.
Pike pulled the whole thing. It was a puppet. It was a puppet arm of Pike the whole time.
Yeah. His reach is long.
Y'all didn't hear my Pike prediction?
Yes, sir. We
I
do.
Okay.
That's the whole reason we're here.
I have to get back on track.
Yes, sir.
Bet the house on the Astros against my Nats tomorrow. Bet the house on them.
That's the Justin Pike lock of the week.
Game 3 World Series, Astros over Nats. Nats still win the series. And
Everybody's picking against their team tonight. Wow, this is hurting my feelings.
well, it is what it is. I got to get back on track. I'm what right now? 1-5.
You got to get that $1,400 back and get you a sturdy prostitute.
Yeah. That's tough. I'm just been so sick, guys. Prayers. I need prayers.
Prayers with an A.
Which religion do you want them in?
Do you have a preference?
I can pray.
Do you have a religious preference?
I can pray in all kind of different
Hindu?
religions.
Can you pray in Hindu?
Is that a religion?
Yeah.
I
Hindu's
used to
like
be
a really
atheist,
popular
but
one.
then my girlfriend's kind of trying to turn me Catholic, so I don't know.
I can't pray in Catholic.
Oh yeah, she's she's Latina.
Spanish women are very Catholic.
Yes, very Catholic. All Spanish folks.
I can
are.
pray in Mormon if you need me to.
Even though she reminds me of Satan a little bit, it kind of makes me not want to be Catholic.
Well, she's pregnant. You got.
I can pray in Satan too.
Yeah, the Necronomicon.
Yes.
Yeah. You got to. She's pregnant, dude. You got to grade on the curve when you deal with pregnant women.
I'm trying to sacrifice.
Have you ever had a pregnant woman in your life?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a chore. I just went through that recently for the first time in my life. I've got a 1-year-old, and let me tell you, dealing with a pregnant woman, there's nothing you can do. You're helpless. You just kind of got to roll with it.
They're very moody.
Yeah, that's part of it. Sometimes they can get a little.
The gender reveal. We find out on Wednesday.
Oh, excellent. So, what are you hoping for one way or the other, or what?
Not really. I don't know. I ain't really thought about it. Oh shit! To be too honest with you.
Fuck.
Fucking too much. God damn it! I'm playing Madden. I just threw a fucking interception. Fuck.
Is that the whole season down the drain, or?
Well, I was playing draft champions. You got to win 6 games in a row. I've won 5, and I'm down 6, and I had the ball driving.
Well, you need to do like we used to do back in the old days and just cut it off real quick before the game ends and then start the game over. Remember that?
I don't know.
Super Tecmo Bowl, we used to do
I think
that.
I would just do what Woody Hayes did.
When you're getting your ass handed to you by the Raiders. And
Woody
Doug
Hayes
Jackson
had some shit going down just like that. Ohio State was down to Clemson, and they were driving for the winning score, and they threw an interception, and then Woody Hayes, he ran out and he punched the player that made the interception.
Yeah.
So how's everything been with y'all?
I'm doing pretty damn good actually, except for the whole Tua having his foot hurt thing. I've laid awake at night a lot about Tua's foot. I think we lost Justin Pike. He didn't want to talk about Tua.
God damn.
Oh man.
I hate for the show to go out like this.
No, we can't do that.
Come on, let's do it.
No, we can't do
Let's
it.
just fade over. Come on.
Okay, well, fine then.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, Justin Pike, we miss you already. See you next week.
Find Smacking Off the podcast on Facebook and on YouTube.
Tune in to Smacking Off the podcast every Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Fuck each and every motherfucker who doesn't.